Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's Time for Coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Corey Rosen. Corey, I'd like to flash back quickly to when you were in college.
Yeah.
You went to Northwestern and you got your BA in radio, TV, and film. Did you know what you were going to do with that degree when you graduated? And what was your first job? And how did you get it?
So I have a funny story about that. So my freshman year of college, I was always very interested in film and film production and working in the movie industry to some degree. I didn't really know what job I was going to do, but I was interested in the field. But I made no plans after my first year of college. So I went home thinking that I would just find a job. And Northwestern is on the quarter system. So I got home later than every other college student. So all the jobs were taken. There was no summer work to be had. And so I did get hired actually at the post office. They hire summer college kids, but I got fired from that job because I failed the road test. I was unable to drive the Jeep from the wrong, they sit on the other side of the car. And, I'm a 17-year-old kid anyway. So driving was new to me in the first place. So now I was really struggling to find something. And luckily I was able to get a job at Burger King, and that through a family friend. Like someone did me a favor because my parents had a friend who was a manager of anyway, I got a summer job, and I decided that summer, I don't want to work at Burger King next year. So what I did as soon as the summer was over and I went back to school is that I made a list of all the places that I would like to work. And rather than just reading want ads of places that were hiring, and it was a great exercise for myself. I just made a list of here's all the things that I like. And in my case, it was, movies and TV shows and film production companies. And I bought a copy of the Hollywood Reporter, which is like a trade journal. And in there, they had listings of the production companies that made all of the shows. So you could see, here's the address of the company that made at the time, Seinfeld and Friends and, TV shows that I watched or liked. So then I built a list of here's all the companies I would love, like my dream list of companies. So now instead of just looking for who's hiring, I wrote to MTV and to Jim Henson Productions and to Comedy Central and to Seinfeld and to all these companies and submitted myself as, I love you. I want to work for you. And a lot of them wrote me back. And so then I got invited to interview. So on my spring break, I went to New York and I took the subway and I went to a few companies, and I actually was able to get internships at a couple of those companies, Jim Henson Productions and Comedy Central specifically. So it was by following what I was actually interested in, not just looking for what jobs were out there, but by looking for where do I want to work? And by reaching out to them, I was able to connect with people there that saw my interest and my enthusiasm for them. And some of these places didn't even have formal intern programs, but by being persistent and by reaching out and by letting them know how passionate I was, a guy with no experience other than a summer at Burger King, I was able to get experience. And luckily also for me, because in one summer I worked at 2 separate companies, my resume went from Burger King to Burger King, Jim Henson, and Comedy Central. So I had some actual experience on my resume that I could use when I went forward.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee, 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.